So I lied to a college coach, and somehow it led to me receiving a track scholarship. My name is Ray, and this is my story on how I finessed my way into becoming a college track athlete. Going into JUCO, I was pretty confident because after looking at the team's T.4s, I was coming in with the fastest 60 time. But me thinking I was the fastest would change as soon as we all started practicing together. I could tell that I was far behind the other sprinters due to their overall experience in the sport. Shoot, at the time, I didn't even know how to properly set up my blocks, or I didn't even know what a draw phase was. It definitely did help me that my coach had no idea what the hell he was talking about. It felt like all season also took forever to go by. And the main reason it felt like this was because we were in the middle of nowhere and we didn't have anything to do. So every single week just seemed repetitive. The off season is finally over and the first meet is finally here. Going to this meet, I definitely had high expectations. In my head, I was thinking if I went 7:03 with no training, I should be able to run something crazy with a full semester under my belt. The 60 comes around and it's time to show everybody what I'm made of. But nah, I ran a rolled ass 7:46. A 7:46? Bro, I'm telling y'all, I was sick to my stomach and honestly confused. How'd I go from a 7:03 to a 7:46? But the day would get even worse when the 200 came. I actually shat the bed and ran a newborn time of a 23.61. After this meet, my confidence dropped by a ton. And with me being new to track and also having a trash coach, I had no idea what I was supposed to fix. The 60 was pretty much the same story as last week. I ran a rolled 7:31 and the 200, 23.48. Another trash week for me. In the 60, I run a freaking 7:38 and the 200, a damn 23.79. This meet is one of my worst habits in my track career had begun. Now before I tell this, I don't advise anyone to ever do this. This meet is where I will start smoking or get absolutely fried before every event. At this time, I was thinking that would help me relax and lock in. But looking back on it, my track career could have had a lot more progress if I didn't. So learn from me and don't do it, bruh. Anyways, the 60 comes around and I'm straight chilling. And surprisingly, I run the fastest I've ran all year, running a 7:14. Even though it wasn't a PR, I was just happy to be somewhat close to it. And in the 200, I'd also run the fastest I ran all year, running a 22.90. The downside of me running the fastest I ran all year is that it made me think, maybe smoking before I run actually do make me faster. So, it stuck with me. So now it's outdoor season. I decided since I was so rolled in the short sprints of indoor season, I'm gonna transition to the 4. First up, I had the 200 where I ran a 22.30. Next up, the 400. This will play out so bad. I ran that race like stamina doesn't even exist. I started out the race so fast I came through the 200 at 21. Mind you, I never even ran nothing close to 21 in track and ended up having zero stamina for the rest of the race. Bro, I swear to y'all, I literally ended up walking across the finish line with a time of 54.33. In the 200, I ended up running a 22.99. But when the 400 came around, I'll end up not only shocking myself, but everybody else. In this race, I'll end up PRing by 4.77 seconds, running a time of 49.56. This meet is where I came up with a dumb race strategy that I'll use all year, which was a jog most of the race and full sprint that last 150. Later in my career, I would find out how to properly run the 400, but in JUCO, man, this is my bread and butter. For the first time in nearly 40 years or something, my school is hosting a home track meet. With everybody from the school watching and my current boot thing in the crowd, I had to tee up. In the 200, I had a huge PR run of 21.91. At that moment, I was just happy to be out of 22 and 23 lane. Now it was time for the 400. All I had to do was keep the same strategies that I used last week and I'll be good. During the race, the other runners were so far ahead of me that I thought I was absolutely cooked. But I just kept on fighting and made a crazy comeback. At this meet, I'd run slower in the 200 going 22.59, but the 400 I'd PR going 49.41, which surprisingly started to open many doors for my recruiting process. Even though I wasn't the fastest track athlete, I was great with how I marketed myself to coaches. Instead of focusing on the times, I used the fact that this was my first year running and my overall track progression in the 200 and 400 throughout the year. After talking to many schools, I was finally down to my top 3. Tiffin University, which is a great D2 with excellent coaching, CMU, which was a school in the conference where I was previously at, or just go back to MEU. After hearing out all the coaches and looking over all the offers sent in, I decided to go back to MEU.
Man, you stupid bitch!
Now, we have about 3 meets left of the season. And honestly, I did not care whatsoever about them. I was already signed to a new school and I knew for a fact that I wasn't coming back, so I just BS my way through the rest of the meets. At JUCO Natties, we'd placed 10th in the 4x4, ran a time of 3:15.08, falling short of All-American by just 1 second.